All right, hello everyone. Good to see you, Paul Training here. Thought I'd mix it up and put on some glasses so you don't get sick of seeing my face. I don't like make it a little bit different. I don't really even need these. These are to block the light, block yellow. I don't know. They're not real glasses. Anyways, let's get started. This is our daily creative challenge. We're going to be making some isometric designs. Some fantastic flying machines, which I think would be pretty cool, kind of steampunk-ish, and you're going to learn all the features in Illustrator to do this. So thank you, Danella, Mustafa, Abarine as well, Voodoo Valwata, Rochelle. Hola, Rochelle, who's also somewhere in Colorado, and I'm not sure where. Right, so let's go ahead and switch screens. We'll dive into this just so you know, and if you are joining me maybe for the first time or whatever, we have daily creative challenges on behance.net/live. So 9 challenges. You can see as we scroll down, this is the 7th challenge, right? 3D artwork. Build some fantastic flying machines. But the cool thing is I give you a starter file and you can always reference this video later on. So here's that artwork that we're going to start with. And let's get into it, shall we? You put your glasses on your head, you look cool? No. Yeah, I don't know. No, I don't know. Glasses actually I think are really cool, by the way, honestly. All right, so here's the starter file. You can see these graphics I have up at the top. You're probably wondering how these are made. You could easily, and again, this isn't part of the demo. I just think I'll do this really fast. Drawing out a circle or an ellipse. Let's make add anchor points. I'll go into effect. And again, this is bonus content, by the way. Distort and transform, pucker and bloat. And then we can pucker and bloat that and potentially make a gear if I want to. I could actually add more points to this. So if I go into path, add more anchor points, it gives me more points like that. So then all I need to do, let's go over here, bam, bam. Just so you know it is different. Da-da. Put that back on top. Just a quick gear, just so you know how this stuff is made. Okay, let's align those, and we will just keep, oops. Hold on. Selecting both of these. Let's move this over. Come on, align. Selecting both of those. And then we will minus. Anyways, I did it earlier. Now I'm like breaking. I obviously did it multiple times. Let's move on, shall we? I was just showing that for fun. I don't know why the Pathfinder was kind of giving me problems, but here's a rectangle that we'll start with. We're more likely a square, and we're going to make a cube out of this. So with this selected, I'm actually going to be mindful of the size. The size is 562 by 562. Okay, draw whatever you want. We'll go into Effect, 3D, and then we'll go down to right here, extrude and bevel. That's what we want to do. Most of the things we want to do are going to be extrude and bevel. You could see it does it automatically. Yours might not look like this. It actually might look like this. And make sure you have preview checked, okay? The reason I remembered this number, 562, is because right in here I can type in 562, right? And now we have a cube, all right? And now I'll go into these positions. Yes, I can rotate this freely, by the way. Pretty easy to do. Custom rotations, but I'm going to use these isometric options down here. Isometric left, right? That gives me this perfect angle, angling the front face to the left side. We'll go into more options. If we go into more options, we can start playing with the lighting. So right over here, we can splash more light on that side if we want to, but we'll kind of have it sort of the upper left like so. And it's something that I can always change, right? Once that's done, click OK. Here it is in my properties panel. Okay, if I pull this out, you can see 3D, extrude, and bevel. So, so this is where you see it. If you happen to have a 3D object selected and you want to go change it, some people will go into Effect 3D and they'll go back into there and it's saying, hey, you know what? You already have this 3D applied, you know, so go mess with it in the appearance panel or in the properties panel. So just keep that in mind. Obviously, I have my base. I could do that for all of these. In fact, let's just take this one. You could have multiple shapes selected at the same time. Effect, 3D, extrude, and bevel, right? We can see that beautiful gear right there. Lovely. And that's why I like these presets. I can offset it just like that. I kind of like this thicker look, by the way. This depth being like so. I'm kind of into it, right? And again, I might need to change the lighting like so. We will click OK. And there we have this gear that we could put on this side, okay? This is part of our flying. Ashley asks if I made the flourish. I did not make the flourish. If you go into Window, Symbol Libraries, I think it's the Florid Vector Pack. That's where it came from. It's in the Florid Vector Pack. So I did not make that flourish. In fact, you got a number of them in here that you could actually use as well. So I might actually consider, Ashley, since you mentioned it, I might actually consider using some of these. Let's grab this one. I usually like it for them to be like a little bit thicker. Let's break link to that symbol. But I'll make it a little bit thicker and that color, and we could have some fun with that one. Okay, so we made this gear. Guess what? We could do the same thing for all of these. Actually, I want to select all of these here. Shoot, let's select everything. Let's select all these items up at the top. And now let's just go to Effect, Apply, Extrude, and Bevel. You kick back, you relax. It made them all for you. And now we can kind of dive into connecting all these and adjusting them any way I want. So again, just doing kind of a steampunk thing. I thought it would be kind of fun. That will go there. I could have this gear right up here. It's a little brighter. I can always shrink it down. Okay, you get the idea. What's up? So that's the whole idea. Having fun with this, right? So much more we can do. For this flourish, you like the flourish? Guess what? I want this wing to be pointing the other direction. Well, for all of these, we can change their properties, right? So I can flip it if I want to. Flip it vertically, right? It's going to flip it vertically. Now it's going the other direction, okay? I might decide that I want to change the color or shape of that inside element. We'll just double click, and we're actually inside that element, and I can change that to just a gray, okay? Like so. Changing that to a gray. Okay, I'm moving kind of fast, but I want to get a cool machine done in time. Let's do a little circle. Let's apply that same extrude and bevel. This is our little guy. He's gonna be really the bar that connects the wings. And the wings aren't gonna make any sense. They're gonna kind of go up and down. I guess they're kind of for steering or something, right? Well, let's take this. Since I already have the 3D applied, sorry, let's make this larger. I can go into my properties panel, and sure enough, there it is. Clicking, extrude and bevel. Let's crank this up a lot. Crank it up, watch it grow, right? Making this sort of as large as we want in this case. Let's go about something like that. I'm gonna cheat this. I'm gonna just add a highlight on that side just because I think it looks a little bit better. Clicking OK, and we can see what that looks like. There it is. Let's start to move these together. So this is kind of how this is going to work. Again, this is not really that real, but let's kind of put that right there. Like turning this, these gears turn, this kind of flaps. This needs to be in front of everything else. Guess what? I look at my layers panel. I can see, yeah, it needs to be in front of that ellipse. So I can drag it up if I want to. And now we have that sort of on top, and I can kind of shrink that down and get that into place. This is actually pretty large, but that's okay. Boom, done, done. Let's take a couple of these. Let's actually put them, actually let's keep this one. Let's put it right there. Again, merely, actually no. I'm gonna take these two, I'm gonna edit them and make sure they're isometric top. I do that isometric top, it does the obvious. So I can start placing them on top right here for part of this, right? So again, just making a fun gearbox in this case. Sorry, I don't mean to ignore chat, but I'm trying to get a lot done here. Folks, I'm trying to get this done. I got a deadline. So let's take a look at this. There's more we can do, right? I've just done a couple things. Say for instance, for this like wing over here, I would actually like to make it look a little bit more unique. And actually for this propeller, I would like this propeller to be like a little bit more unique. For one, actually what I'd like to do is I want to add to it really fast. let's add another line. And you can get as complex with this as you want, but customize any one of these. I have that set up, right? We can see them right there. Make sure everything's aligned like so. Group it, right? There it is. And we'll do the 3D extrude and bevel. I'm going to change the color. No, actually, I'll leave it the way it is. I might brighten it up later, but the good thing is I could always change this color later on. Okay, so this is going to be isometric top because this is going to be the propeller on the top. For this one, we're going to take the depth of it way down because we want it to be nice and sharp. And not only that, we want to curve the bevel. So we don't want that solid, that straight line going straight down. We want to change this to rounded, like that, right? Changing that to rounded, you can see how it smooths it out. Okay? I think that looks pretty good. Clicking OK. Make it larger, like so. Put it over here on top of everything and stealing this. Oops. Stealing this as well. Wait for it. Go isometric top. Done. Done. Put it in place, right? So again, I'm just having fun with all this. Bringing things to the front. Like that. Actually, let's make a new layer because I know this propeller is going to get in the way. I could paste this propeller on this new layer, right? And then I can lock down this layer right over here. So this is the propeller layer. You got it. Cool. All right, what do we got going on? Yes, exactly, Nora. We all want this animated. So do I. Isn't that the truth? You know, and I actually even want this brighter. For all of these, you can edit them. And what I encourage you to do this is they mentioned the appearance panel. I want to point this out. So you're going to have this appearance panel open, right? And I've told you in past creative challenges right in here, I always have this unchecked. But basically what's going to happen anytime I create something, this new art, in fact, let's just take a circle. Anytime I create something, this new art has that appearance that I actually last used. So that's why I have this little sphere now. So keep that in mind because you'll apply a 3D effect and then you'll go to draw a line with the pencil and you'll end up with, if I could only change the color, a 3D line, right? So that's what's happening there. But how cool is that, by the way? Look how cool that is. Zip. Every time I draw something, it has that effect. And that's because this is turned off, right? So just keep that in mind. I actually am using it that way right now. I think it actually works out pretty well since I added that little thing there. Let's get into mapping content and then some more cool things. Shall we? Dig the widget. All right, William. And how's everybody doing? Anna, awesome. So I'm not crazy about this looking like a box. I'm not crazy about it. Well, guess what? I can come in here and I can actually edit this actual shape still. So I'm going to round the corners. What does it do? It rounds that box. If I wanted to give all the edges a round corner, it would mean going into extrude and bevel and then giving it a rounded bevel like so, right? And I'd crank that up some more, right? Giving it that rounded shape, right? That little bevel there, okay? Okay, let's do some more things. Shall we? Yes, we shall. Okay, inside the box is a very busy mouse. We could map things to it. So I could, to your point, Steve, I could have like a picture of a mouse on a little whatever gear or something like that. And I would do that by mapping art to it. So right down here, map art. I don't have a mouse, but I have a lot of cool designs in here and they're in your starter file as well. So I could come in here and select new symbol. Now keep in mind, look, this is highlighted red. It says, hey, that's where this symbol will go. So if I select it and I scale to fit, you can see it covers that whole one. And we could shade that artwork. I actually kind of like it that way. I kind of like it bold, but let's check shade artwork. That also looks good. So we could go through each one of these surfaces, right? Remember, this is actually this side. Since I put such a big bevel on it, that's why there are more surfaces. Oh yeah, so many surfaces. I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna take this bevel down a little bit. Kind of like that. Okay, so let's go to map art. Let's go back one, go back a couple, But it's cool that it highlights that section, and then I can jump in there and say, hey, you know what? Let's add this element like so. Let's rotate it around so it fits right there. You get the idea. You could see how fun this can be when it comes to mapping content. Let's put some stuff up here on the top. You have so many symbols to choose from. We could scale it to fit in this case, right? But we're just decorating this flying machine, okay? So it's pretty fun. Really easy to work with overall. Looks like I have 9 minutes left, which is great. Because you know what? I want to have like a little... First of all, let's do this flourish. Who asked for it? Ashi? I forget who asked for this. But check this out. I should be able to do this. Ready? I want this flourish to have these same properties. If I hit I for eyedropper, I come over here, click right there. Oh, and I was really hoping that would work. It does not. It's fine. Oh. Anyway. I'll just make it. I gotta double check my settings right in here. Appearance. All right. Well, anyways, let's just go ahead and apply this. Fast! We don't have much time. There it is. That looks kind of cool. But, you know what? Let's play with it some more. Isometric left. Yeah, make it look awesome. That's the plan. Click OK. And let's flip this quickly. There we are. Just wanted to put this kind of on like the back side, like so. Okay. Maybe that's for steering. Who knows? All right. We're doing well with our flying machine. Let's take this, move it over, get this in. Ooh. This is why I put things on separate layers and I lock them down usually. Let's lock down that propeller because it's only getting in the way. Taking this, bringing this down into position. Okay. There are other ways to do this, by the way. There's a 3D grid that I can add or create, but this works fine for me. Scaling this a little bit, why not? Sending it to the back. There we have that crazy side. And let's do one more thing for this, our flying machine. I wish there was... This really is, by the way, Steve, this is the add more awesome button. So this time I want to make like, I want to create a cockpit, okay? So I'm going to select, this is just a line with a curve. That's all it is. I'm going to go to Effect, 3D, and this time I'm going to do a revolve. So revolve, make that line, it's like a lathe, okay? Oh yeah, thank you. Martin says you can drag the effect from the 3D box to the golden object. That's what I should have done. Anyways, I thought I could actually just use the eyedropper. Okay, I want it to be on the right edge. So lathe it on that right edge. There it is. You could see it works like so. And I can start to rotate this around and have fun with it, right? I'm actually going to put it on the front, so I'm going to have it kind of like that. But I'm going to start playing with some of these lighting effects too. So right in here, let's take down the ambient light. I'm going to take that down, and it's going to make the whole thing look darker, right? And guess what? The shading color, I can customize that as well. So I actually want to go with a nice blue. Like that. Instead of a black, just going for a nice blue. And not only that, we can add another color. Boop, another light source, I mean. Right over here off to the side, right? Adding that light, maybe making it less intense, right? Adding a splash of color over there. I'm just playing with the colors now. That looks good. Clicking OK. There's our little cockpit in the front. Zoop. Taking it down. I can always edit this as well. So I'll move it over here. It's kind of like the cockpit. I think it's kind of cool, kind of sticking out like that. If I wanted to make this smaller, I just double click and then I can grab this line. And you know what? I can scoot it up. I can change this and make this any shape that I want, as you can see, right? Having as much fun with this as I want. But I just wanted to shorten it up just a touch like that. And there we are for our flying machine so far, right? Ay caramba. So flowers or skull, flowers, you know that's what I want to map to this, right? But I can map any of this content, and I can change any of this content at any time. Even this propeller I feel like is a little dark, and it just needs some work, to be honest with you. I find it easy to work this way. This is what I was going to say about the attributes. Excuse me, not attributes. The appearance panel, appearance, which is already open right over here. But I can always turn off extrude and bevel, right? This might make it easier to work, because I might say, hey, you know what? You know, maybe I only want... I want this propeller in general to be lighter, but I just want to have that one a little bit darker just to add a little bit of difference to it, right? Even taking this one right here, let's make this maybe a touch darker just for fun. You get the idea, editing this any way I want. As I go back out, okay, I've just changed it, but then we just turn back on that extrude and bevel, and you can see what it does, right? So just playing with some of those colors even after the fact. Yeah, perfect, Michelle. It's like a Da Vinci. It's like a Da Vinci machine. By the way, let me show you who inspired me here for this, because this guy is amazing. So shout out to, where's he at? Ollie. Here we go. Mark Oliver. Mark Oliver creates the coolest work, right? And this is just ollie.net. He does just awesome, awesome work. He does it a little bit different, but this way gets you the same results. I mean, look at how amazing that is, right? Yeah, we can have so much fun. You know, and you might reach a point where you're like, hey, you know what? I don't want to play with this 3D anymore. Like this cube, it's done. I don't want to like mess with it or anything for whatever reason. You can always take your objects, and this is what I'm going to do as I wind down. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, even on Facebook. Everyone, awesome. So taking all of this stuff, yeah, that's right. I'm going to duplicate it all. Let's make sure everything's unlocked. Boop. Drag it over. We're going to go ahead and expand appearance. So that got rid of the effect, and now they're all vectors like I'm used to. And at this point, I can change the color to, say for instance, a black or something like that. You got it. Let's group this together. This is our shadow. Cutting this out. Let's put it behind everything else. Pasting it back there. Wait for it. I'm dealing with a lot of vectors now, and depending how much, you know, 3D-ness you did, you know, might vary. So there it is. I should probably make this one solid shape, but anyways, let's just go in here. Actually, I wonder if this magic button will work. Wait for it. I'm gonna just combine everything. Oh, I need my glasses for this. This one's getting intense. We're getting into the details. And I'm trying to simplify this shadow, right? That's what I just did. Simplified the shadow. There's still some mistakes in there, but let's go ahead and object. Let's distort this. Make with mesh. Why not? Click OK. And grabbing these points like so. Zoop. Zoop. Making that shadow. Again, just kind of playing around. So much you can do. Feel free to have fun there. I'll show you my final that I kind of just worked on earlier, right? Based on what you know. You can play with the color using edit colors, but that's kind of my final as of a couple hours ago. I don't even know if I like it. I'm still working on it. And the great thing is I can always go in and play with the colors. If you don't like those colors, go into recolor artwork. And then lock this down is typically what I do. And I just kind of roll through this and say, hey, you know what? What other color scheme would be good for this particular design? So that's where I'm at now with this one. All right, we did it. We got done with it all. Big thank you. Can't wait to see what you guys produce in good old Discord. And if you're joining me for the first time, just go to behance.net/live. And I'll be watching Discord to seeing what everybody submits, because everybody's doing a fantastic job with doing these fun vector portraits. They've just been rolling through. Special shout out to Sketching Artist. She did a great job on this one. But thank you so much, everyone. You guys have been fantastic. You reach out to me. Yeah, you can find me on paultranny.com or wherever else or whatever if you haven't seen me before. So go have fun, make flying machines, make that steampunk thing that you want, and I would love to see it. And who we have up next is, bam, there we have it. Little logo design action, which will be really fun. So I'm going to turn it over to Claudie. Thank you so much, everybody. Stay safe, stay inside, drink lots of water, call your mom because you know she would really appreciate it. So thanks so much for joining me, everybody. We will see you soon.